Hello, my name is Sophie, and in this presentation I'm going to cover everything you need to know about finance as a first-year undergraduate student. All the figures shown in this presentation are for September 2021 intake unless otherwise specified. During this presentation, I'll explain the package of support available through Student Finance England to support students while studying in higher education. Most universities will also have lots of additional financial support and incentives of their own, so I'll also talk to you about BU's package of bursaries and scholarships. There is lots of information throughout this presentation, but if you're watching this during a virtual open day, you can ask questions in our chat room, or you can contact the Future Students Inquiry team at any time, and their details are shown at the end of this presentation, or you can find them on our website. There are two types of loan available, one to cover the cost of your studies, which we call a tuition fee loan, and the other one to help with your living costs, which is the maintenance loan. Eligibility for student finance depends on a number of factors, including your university or college, the course, any previous study, your age, nationality, or residency status. More information about eligibility can be found on the student finance pages of the gov.uk website. So the tuition fee loan covers the cost of your studies. This is paid directly to the university. If you don't want to take out this loan, you can pay the university directly, and this can be done in 3 instalments. Our full-time tuition fees for UK students for the 2021 academic year are £9,250 for a bachelor's degree at one of our campuses or partner colleges. Please note that the fees shown for September 2021 entry are subject to confirmation in response to changes in government policy. For more information about fees and costs for specific courses, you can visit our course pages, where you'll also find our fees for integrated masters and fees for international students. Our BU fees commitment ensures that whichever fee you start your course on, it will remain the same for the duration of your honours degree, irrespective of any future changes in government policy or rises in maximum fee levels. It's important to note that loan repayments don't start until you're earning over the threshold, which is £27,295, but I'll come on to more detail about repayments shortly. The second loan is the maintenance loan, and this is designed to help you with your day-to-day living costs. This is paid directly into your bank account in 3 instalments across the academic year. This loan is means tested, so students could receive £4,422 if you go down the non-income assessed route. If you go down the income assessed route, you might be eligible for an additional loan amount of up to £5,066. There are also different amounts of loan available if you decide to live at home, or if you decide to study at a university in London. If you are on a longer course, a 46-week course, which is typically one of our NHS and healthcare courses, then the amount of loan available goes up. So you could be eligible for up to £11,732. All of our undergraduate courses have the option to take a minimum 30-week work placement. There is a small tuition fee to cover the support that you will receive from the university whilst you're on your placement. UK students undertaking a year in placement are generally entitled to a reduced maintenance loan. This level of loan is fixed, so it's not means tested or based on your income. And for September 2021 entry, will be paid as per the bandings listed on the slides. So whether you're living at home whilst on placement, whether you are living elsewhere in the UK or abroad, or if you decide to take your placement in London. These figures relate to both paid and unpaid placements. The government recently announced new funding provision for undergraduate and postgraduate students from eligible nursing, midwifery and some allied health courses. This funding was confirmed by the UK government as part of its pledge to increase the number of nurses by 50,000 over the next 5 years. There are grants available of up to £5,000 and these don't need to be repaid. You will also be able to continue to access funding for tuition and maintenance loans from the Student Loans Company. Up to £3,000 of further funding is available for specialist disciplines, further additional childcare allowance, and for those studying in some areas of the country. Students on healthcare courses not covered by the new bursary may still be eligible for the NHS Learning Support Fund. This includes support for uniforms, for costs, travel costs and dual accommodation. To find out more, you can access the link on this slide or just Google NHS Learning Support Fund. There is also extra support for other students. For example, if you're studying a social work course, have children or adult dependents on you, or if you have a disability, long-term health condition or learning difficulty. You can visit the gov.uk website, Student Finance /extra help for more information. Whilst your UCAS and finance application is separate, if you click the Consent to Share button on your UCAS application, it will make applying for finance even easier. For example, if you're a care leaver, you'll automatically be assessed for any additional financial and application support. As I mentioned, there is additional funding for those with certain circumstances, and this slide lists what that additional funding could look like. For more information, as I mentioned, visit the gov.uk website, Student Finance /extra help for more information. I mentioned before that you don't need to start repaying your loan until you're earning over £27,295. What you repay is 9% of your income above that threshold. So to give you an example, if you are earning £32,295, that is £5,000 above the threshold. So 9% of that figure is £37. So you will pay back approximately £37 per month directly from your paycheck. You will repay your loan for a fixed period of 30 years. If your income drops below that threshold at any time, it still counts within the 30 years and you won't commence repayment until your earnings exceed that threshold again. If you leave the country, you will need to set up a repayment scheme with the student loans company. It's also important to know that interest will accrue on your loan from the moment you take it out, and it's based on the interest rate RPI and then a variable percentage depending on your income. The Student Finance Calculator is a really useful tool to get a better idea of the financial support that you might be eligible for before you start making your application. You can find it on the gov.uk website. You'll also use this website to make an application. So you don't need a confirmed place at university to apply. You can apply from your student finance from early January. You will normally complete the application based on the household income of the previous tax year. If your income is likely to be different this year by more than 15%, then you can be considered on the current tax year, and there are forms online available to do this. If there are multiple dependents on the same household income, then additional funding might be available. When you're making your application, you will set up an online account with the Student Finance England, and you'll be allocated a customer reference number. You will verify your identity using your UK passport, or original birth or adoption certificate, or valid non-UK passport with any original supporting letters from UK visas and immigration. Your household income is then verified using national insurance numbers. You will need to complete your application by the end of May to be guaranteed to receive your loan on the day of enrolment at university. So now I'm going to tell you about the bursaries and scholarships which are offered directly from BU for September 2021 entry, and these will differ between different universities. These are separate to the loans that we've just discussed, and all of these are non-repayable. You'll also need to choose BU as your firm choice to be considered for this funding. So the maintenance bursary is available for household incomes of up to £16,000. You will receive £2,400 over the 3 years of study, so £800 each year, which is paid to you in instalments. You will automatically be assessed for this bursary, but you will need to give consent to share when you apply for your financial support through Student Finance England. This bursary is available for English students who are a UK national and residents in England for the last 3 years. There is also the Care Leavers bursary, and this is available for household incomes of up to £25,000 and for those who have been in care for 13 weeks or more after their 14th birthday and at some point since their 16th birthday. You'll receive up to £9,000 over 3 years of study, which is paid in instalments over this time. Again, you will automatically be assessed for this bursary, but you will need to tick the Consent to Share button when you apply for financial support through Student Finance England. We also have the BU Academic Excellence Scholarship, which is to award your academic achievements. If you're applying through UCAS this year, there's nothing you need to do. We'll assess your grades automatically. If you've got your results in previous years, then you'll just need to let us know when you arrive and enrol that you are eligible for this award. So for UK students, you will need to achieve 3 A's at A level, or distinction, or above. We do also look at equivalencies for other qualifications, and these are listed on our website. If you're studying part-time distance learning or at Wiltshire College, or some of our other courses, such as those NHS courses who receive the Training Grant and Learning Support Fund, then unfortunately you will not be eligible for this award. You can find out more information on the scholarships website, on the BU website. If you are an athlete representing your sport at national or junior level, you can apply to receive up to £5,000 to support you to continue with your sport. Music scholars can receive free tuition and other benefits in kind, such as examination fees and assistance with buying music, and this bursary is approximately £600 per annum. You will need to apply for both of these scholarships by the 31st of August. This presentation covers a lot of information, so to summarise, you can apply from early January for your student finance, and we do recommend you do this as early as possible to avoid unnecessary delays to payments when you start studying. Your application for student finance is completely separate from UCAS, from your UCAS application, although you can allow data sharing, which means that UCAS will share some of your data, making it even easier to complete your student finance application. You often no longer need to send lots of documents to Student Finance England for consideration. They will use the information available from national insurance numbers and passport numbers to assess eligibility and household income. They will then let you know if they need any additional documents. You don't need to have a confirmed place or made a final decision about where you're studying to apply for student finance. You can list your university of choice and then update it at a later stage. It's much more important to get your application into the system as early as possible. Bursaries, scholarships and other incentives are separate to this financial information, and you can find out all about those on our website. Finally, please contact us if you have any questions, and thank you very much for watching.